Okay, so we're going to test the hypothesis if termites follow the circles because they look like tree rings. So we're going to do this using the prediction. If termites follow circles because they look like tree rings and we draw squares instead of circles, then the termites should not follow the squares because they do not look like tree rings. Okay, so we're going to do that one now. Okay, so here we draw our square again with black ink from a Bic pen, and we dump out our termites, and the termites begin to travel around at 2 times the speed. Sped it up so that it goes a little quicker. And as you can see, they start to wander, but pretty soon they start to find the black line, and they follow the black line in a square. So you probably noticed that the termites continue to follow the line regardless of its changed shape. So if we compare this result back to the prediction, you see that the result then doesn't match the prediction. This suggests that our hypothesis was not correct. So we have refuted that hypothesis. So we can now move on with the second hypothesis, right? The second hypothesis that we came up with was that termites fill the indentation. To test this hypothesis, we could draw a line, but at this time, instead of using a pen, we'll use something else that makes an indentation but doesn't leave a mark, or an ink mark. So maybe we could use a paper clip. And our hypothesis is that the termites will follow the line because they feel the indentation. Okay, so our prediction then would be if termites follow the line because they can feel the indentation, and we draw the line with a paper clip so that only an indentation is present, then the termites should follow the line. Okay, so there's our prediction. We can now carry out the experiment. So let's watch what happens. First we draw the indentation with a paper clip and then let the termites go. Here I'm at 4 speed, so they're really zooming around here. But you should be able to quickly see that they're not following that indentation. So it was pretty clear that the termites did not follow the indentation. If we compare this result back to the prediction, we can draw the conclusion once again that our hypothesis was not supported because our hypothesis that termites follow indentation lines was refuted. So now let's look at the third hypothesis. Termites are simply following the leader. To test this hypothesis, we don't draw anything on the paper, and we just observe the termites and see if they're actually following each other. So the prediction would be, if termites follow the line because they are following some leader, and we draw nothing on the paper but simply just dump the termites out, then the termites should follow a leader termite. So let's test that. So we dump the termites out, we let them start to go around. They start to go around. As you can see, there's really no leader. They're just randomly kind of going in their own ways. So it was pretty clear that the termites did not follow a leader. They just tended to disperse all over the page. So if we compare this back to the prediction, we can draw the conclusion that the hypothesis then was not supported. So let's look at the fourth hypothesis, that termites are attracted to the dark color. To test this hypothesis, we can draw, once again, a circle, but we'll do this in a lighter color pen. So the prediction then becomes, if termites follow the line because they are attracted to the dark color, and we draw the circle with a lighter color pen, then termites should not follow the circle as well or at all. So let's test that. So we draw the light colored line, dump out our termites, they start to go around, and they don't follow the line. Okay, so once again, we notice that the termites don't follow the line of a different color. Now if we compare this back to the prediction, we can draw the conclusion that our hypothesis was supported this time, because we said in our hypothesis, right, that if we draw that we think that the termites are attracted to the dark color. So if we draw a line with lighter color, then the termite shouldn't follow it, and that's what we observed. But this isn't all cleared up at this point because we have our fifth hypothesis, which we have not ruled out, which is that maybe somehow the termites can smell the color, and maybe, just by changing, going from the dark pen to the light pen, maybe that didn't tease out whether there was a smell. Maybe dark pens have a different smell than lighter pens, or maybe it has to do with the brand of the pen that we're using. So one way to tease this out is to use a transparency. So we'll draw our circle with the black ink pen from the Bic pen, but we'll put a transparency over the top. So if it actually is a visual cue of the dark color, then the termite should still follow the line. However, if it's some type of a smell or a chemical that's found in that particular brand or color of pen, then we should be able to observe the termites following the trail. So our prediction ends up being, if termites follow the line because they are attracted to the dark color, and we draw a dark color circle but cover it with a transparency paper, then the termites should still follow the dark line that they can see. So let's now look at that experiment. Okay, so here we draw the circle again in the dark ink. Then we put our transparency over the top, put down our termites. I'm going to move this to the side so that the glare is not in the way. And the termites start to try to go around. Now, they have a harder time walking on this transparency paper, so they're not as good at getting around because they can't, their legs don't attach as well to the paper. So I slide some of these to the side just to give them, right on the line to see if they stay on it. And what we observe is that they don't stay on the line. They don't follow the line. They have a really hard time. So as we saw, the termites didn't follow the line when you put the transparency paper over on top. So this would suggest that our hypothesis about dark color is not supported. It also suggests that maybe smell does play a role here. So let's look at the sixth hypothesis, that termites can smell the ink and are attracted to it. So one way to test this might be to use a bunch of different kinds of writing utensils to make lines and see if the termites follow those lines. So in this time, maybe we'll use like a pencil and a crayon and a highlighter, okay? And so our prediction becomes something like, if termites follow the line because they are attracted to the smell of ink, and we draw the line with pencil and crayon and highlighter, then the termites should no longer follow the line. So let's look at that experiment. So here we're going to use a pencil, a white crayon, and a highlighter. So we're just basically testing, do other types of writing utensils carry these same properties that perhaps the dark colored pen have. So as we watch this, we dump out the termites, and you can quickly see the termites just start to go in every direction. Especially pay attention to the pencil line. They're not following the pencil line. So it's not the dark line either. It's not having a dark line or any other color line. There has to be something to do with that black pen. All right, so as we noticed, right, they don't follow the pencil line or the crayon line or the highlighter line. So if we compare this result back to the prediction, we can draw the conclusion that this hypothesis then is of the termites following just lines drawn with different types of utensils also not being supported. So there's something about the black dark ink from a Bic pen that seems to be the answer here. Okay, so now you've been able to basically go through the process of scientific inquiry using these termites, where we observed something puzzling, then we asked a causal question. We came up with several alternative explanations or hypotheses for why the termites would follow that line. Why would that be happening? The fourth step is to design an experiment that isolates the variables so that we have a control wave controlling for all of the variables except for the one thing that we're testing. We made if-then statements, so which we also call predictions, and then we drew conclusions from our results. And this is the way that scientific inquiry is carried out. And we were able to learn all of this using termites.